right, everyone, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in to another great video. We are looking at the E-mini S&P 500. Yes, I know it's not been doing much of anything lately. It's just kind of been just, gradually moving higher, making higher highs and higher lows. Opportunities of what you should look for are long positions. If you're trading supply and demand, okay? I mean, I trade that using a simple strategy. I talk about it across multiple videos, pretty much on every video on my channel on how I trade it. It's all about using multiple time frame confluence. The more confluence, more confirmation you have, the better off, and the higher the probability the trade's actually going to work out in your favor. Okay, we're talking about high probability setups here on this channel. Okay, trading supply and demand. Again, simple strategy discussed across multiple videos. So again, we're talking about using a higher time frame. Okay, I use a 60 range chart. I trade range based charts. I do not trade time, tick, or volume. No specific. Well, I'm not gonna say no specific reason why. The reason why is because it's just cleaner to the eye to me. That's simple put. I've been trading this for years, or trading these style charts for years, and they work for me. Okay, maybe you used to trading time based, and so trade that. Whatever works, whatever you see, trade what you see, and whatever works, trade that. Okay. I'll talk about that too. So if you're consistent and profitable using a certain strategy, stick with that. All right. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with learning something new, but stick with what works for you. Now, looking at the lower time frame on or I should say my entry chart on the S&P 500, we are currently, moving to the downside right now. Okay. So yeah, we have broken a little area structure right here. That was yesterday. I talked about that. Today's the 30th, and we are still making lower lows and lower highs. Can you look for opportunity to go short? Yes, but you be counter trend trading or against the higher time frame direction. But you can do it if you know what you're doing. Okay. So for instance, was this a supply setup here at 1 o'clock yesterday? Of course it was. Supply right here in this zone. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and mark it because take a look. The market was running lower. Broken area structure here, made a lower high, lower low, pulls back, boom, supply resting right here, okay? You wait for the rejection, breaking the candle close, where we're aiming for, down here at the low right here. It's got to fill in these gaps of voids. So if you got in, let's say, somewhere around here at 73, and then it does pull back, okay, about 3 points, you've got to be able to weather the storm and know what the market's doing. But if you can ride it all the way down here to 66 and been nice and profit, okay? Again, it made a low, lower high, broke structure again right here. What does it do? It pulls back. Let's see here. It pulled back to this, let's see, area of supply right here, grabbing liquidity at the top end right there, rejects it, boom, goes to the downside. Now you got to be careful because, and looking what the market could do, let's take a look here. I don't know if I would probably wouldn't have got in right here on the first the moment it broke right here because this little swing underneath it. But you want to wait for rejection. Like this was an M structure formation right here at the tops, okay? Lots of traders talk about that. When we're looking to go short, M's from the top, looking to go long, W formation or structure from the bottom. In this case here, this is a supply zone, tests it, pushes down. Probably right here on this hammer candle to the downside right here. When it rejected again with that wick right there, I'm short. Take the short, wear it back down here to say 69.25. So right here to close at 75, I would have taken it down to 69. Beautiful trade setup right there. So you got to look for opportunities like that. Let me go ahead and mark this as well, because pretty much that was a liquidity grab. They grabbed liquidity on the back end right here, and then the market, the carpet came from underneath, and it fell lower. Okay, so low, lower, high, we broke a low here yet? Yeah, broke a little. This is a minor structure break. Pushing lower here, it broke slightly below this low right here. So, yeah, you can look for pullbacks to possibly go short. Really, it's going to be kind of hard because back at any area, there's really not a demand area, a supply area that's been that's untested. So it just rejected right here, little supply right there, and pushed lower. So yeah, this was a short here, okay, around 1 o'clock yesterday, and then this short here around 8:30 this morning, okay. There may have been some news. I didn't take a look at the calendar yet, but yeah. Now we're looking at the Nasdaq. Let's go over to the Nasdaq. And before I do so, I just want to see if there's what kind of news we have this morning. Because I am looking to take a few trades today, guys. I'm trying to jump into the market a little earlier. What time is it? It's 9:40. Well, not say earlier because it's 9:45 my time now, Eastern time. Let's see if we had news at 8:30 this morning. Yeah, we had news. The core PCE price index and unemployment was today. So yeah, we had news today. Today is, what's today? Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. Okay. Gracious, we just came out of a weekend, about to step back into another weekend. And then we have news at 9:45 and 10 o'clock as well. So pending home sales, we got that at 10. So be careful because we do have news as I'm speaking out right now coming up. All right, so I'm going to stay out of the market until that kind of clears the airwaves. But we'll break down the Nasdaq, take a look at that. What do we see? Yesterday, it was still bullish until it started breaking structure to the downside. And we've been doing that. We're making lower lows and lower highs. And I took a small little scalp yesterday evening into the Asian session. We had a low, lower, high, break of structure. This is a supply zone on the higher time frame. Waiting for the pullback to that area into the overnight session. Looked at, now this is on my higher time frame. So again, I'm going to tell you I'm not going to go into detail about it, but the breakdown of the strategy just basically consists of waiting for the market to pull back to a higher time frame supply or demand zone. In this case here, this is a supply area right here. So the market pulls back to it. Then all I do is, now this is on the higher time frame. Then all I do is I go down or move down to my lower time frame entry chart. And this was that zone. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, let's go down to it. Okay, this is that zone right here. The supply zone from the 60 range chart. Okay, it taps into it. Once it does that, what I'm looking for at that point is a supply area on my lower time frame. So meaning that I want to see a supply area being formed. Okay, so it taps into the zone, it pushes lower, don't get any, there's no supply area basically. Okay, I want to see a setup. Okay, I want to see a break of structure and then a supply setup. It pulls back or it pushes higher, breaks this area right here of structure. Okay, so it made a high, higher low, higher high, tapping back into the zone, and then we get a structural break right below here at 16,040 and 3/4. So when it broke lower and broke below 16,040, look, this right here, this swing coming down to the downside that aided or took out the structure right here, that is a demand area. That's why I have it marked up with that blue box there. Okay, the market pulls back to it. When it pulls back to it, you get the rejection, you go short, wear it back down to the lows. Okay, all right, and that's what I did into the overnight session. So I just took a small little scalp there. So I just wanted to show you that and let you know what I saw and why I took that trade. Now with the higher time frame back on the 60 range, what are we doing? Still moving to the downside, okay? Yeah, we're just moving to the downside. Nothing really interesting at this point. I would honestly like to say. Let's see. There is a supply area resting back up here around 64, 65-ish. All right. Just got to pay close attention to price action when it gets back there. I'm going to mark this area right here. Okay. This was a low, lower high. Okay. Break a structure below right here at 16,012 area or 13 area. Okay. So now what are we doing? We are, let's see. Still breaking structure lower. We just broke this area here as well at 15,067 or 68. Okay. So be careful there. We just broke below this area here. So this swing here, below here, below here. There is a major low. So if it breaks this area right here, this is going to be a major break of structure right below here at 30 and a half. All these areas in between this see this high here, this low here, and then we had a high right here. That's a big swing. So anything in between is what I consider internal structure. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So, or you can classify it as minor break of structure to the downside until we break this major area structure right here at 38 and a half, which it looks like we're pushing lower to do. So let's see. This is on a 60 range chart right now. So what direction would I be looking to take my trades in? Short. You know, definitely so, because we are moving lower, breaking structure to the downside off of the higher time frame. So I'd be looking for supply setups. So yeah, I'm going short right now. Come on, baby, come on down. Looking for the market to fill these areas back down here. Probably pull it up just a little bit here. Come on. All right, and I'm taking out right here. All right, quick little short scalp to the downside. This was an area of supply right here. I'm gonna mark it right now. It is news time right now. So I just I traded that real quick. All right, so this is a supply zone right here. It came up, went right above it. Okay, and then we got this little hammer to the downside. That's a bearish signal there in a sense. You know, we got that big wick. Okay, it didn't close above into, well, actually closed into the zones. You see that here, right? Then it wicks out right above. Okay, taking liquidity at the top end. All right. Bearish candle to the downside, a hammer to the downside, waiting for the close below this area here at 62, runs lower. What's it going to do? It's going to fill in these gaps to the downside right here, and it did that. So I was able to pick up those 5 points, whatever it was, points on the Nasdaq real quick, okay? So I'm going to mark this in red because that is a supply zone. Okay, I'm trying to do some, hopefully get a few, trades in pretty quick here because I got a few things to take care of today, but I want to make a video for you guys and talk about both markets, the S&P and the Nasdaq 100 futures, as well as see if I can get a few trades in. So I took one trade to the evening session and then this first trade today into the US session. So let's see. But yeah, that was a short. Again, I just said take your shorts, look for areas of supply because the higher time frame is saying look for shorts, okay? So this kind of setup right here, what I took, this was a supply area here, but there was a demand area down here. So you could have waited for the market to come down here, test this area right here. This is just a demand area. So supply, then it turns back around, break structure to the upside. You can take supply back down to this area of demand. So yeah. Okay, so let me mark this because this was a demand zone as well. Okay, right here, move this box out the way, this arrow, and we're going to mark that with the green box. Again, I marked my supply zones in green and my demand zones in red. Doesn't have any correlation with Christmas, but the next holiday coming up. But just longs go up, short go down. That's all. That's the only reason why I do it, guys. Okay. Anyways, okay, so we're making, right now we are moving to the upside. Still, bearish sentiment overall on the higher time frame, but we are breaking structure to the upside on the lower time frame as it stands right now, okay? So we got a channel moving to the upside right now. If you can't see that, here it is. Highs, higher lows, highs, higher lows, highs, higher lows. Just following the direction of the market. Now, it's breaking below this area here. Not quite yet though, okay? But yeah, if it breaks below here, this will be a structural break below this area here. But I need to hold off right now because we were at 10 o'clock and we have news right now. So I'm going to stand down. It did, it's still made this run to the upside. Now it's starting to fold back to the downside. Could break this major area structure right here back to the downside, meaning break below this low here for today. So if we look at the higher time frame now, what have we done? We broke structure below this major area structure, taking out this low here at 38 and a quarter or 38. Okay. Now marking a area of supply on the higher time frame. Okay. Broke this area below here, major area structure, and now we have a supply zone right here on the higher time frame. I'm gonna mark that. Okay, it's right here so everyone can see it. All right, that's on my higher time frame 60 range. And the market pulls back to this area, then I'll look for a short on the lower time frame. Okay, that's what I do. It gives me multiple, or gives me more means of confluence, I should say. All right. Okay. So right now we are testing the area. There's an area of demand right here on the higher time frame, where the market was running to the downside here, made a low, lower high, lower low, boom, blast off to the upside, and it took out this area here, so it broke structure to the upside. So this is a demand area down here, and you can see the market reacting off of it right now. But be careful because we do have supply right above us. Okay. Not to say you can't take this trade here. You just have to look for a setup on the lower time frame. As of right now, like right here, market comes back down here to around maybe this zone here, or back down a little lower. Look for rejection to go long. But we just have to wait till the market gets there to see what happens. So I'm gonna move this down here. Look at the lower time frame, somewhere maybe in this zone here. Below the high volume area is what I really like to see it do. You know, I don't like to take my trades going long above a high volume area. I like to take it more so at a discounted price area. Okay, so we'll wait. Was at 10, so it's only 10:10. It's only 10 minutes past the release of the news. So be careful here about trading. But you know, I like to see if it's going to reject this area here. We'll wait and see what it's going to actually do. Be mindful too, because there is, let's see here. Yeah, a small little supply area right here to the downside the market can push to. So we'll wait and see. All right, looks like we didn't hit the zone. Didn't come down to this area here at 9:30, but I knew it was going to do that. Came down to like, actually 2 ticks away, I believe. Yeah, I stepped away from the machine. It did reject. 2 ticks away, I would have counted that right there. But that's fine though. We are getting ready to tap into this supply zone resting above here. So we are almost, okay, we're tapping into it now. It could push through that. So we'll see. I'm going to wait it out and see what the market's going to do, because we're still just a few moments after the news event. All right, you can see on the higher time frame, the 60 range, we are just a few ticks away. Well, I should say ticks. Yeah, I point. We're hitting that supply zone now. I marked up a little short while ago. We're tapping right into it now. So tap into a major supply zone on the higher time frame. So again, just look for rejection on the lower time frame. That's what we're doing. Now we can break through this area here. There's another supply zone resting up here around 17. So we have to be mindful of that zone too. And let's see. There's actually another one sitting up here around 64, 65 area. So, and it looks like it's trying to break through, or going to break through this area, that zone right here now. Which, if it does, then we just eliminate it. We delete it because it's invalid. All right, so be careful now too, because we just broke structure. We broke above this area here at 987, 988 on the higher time frame here. So be careful, because we just broke that area structure to the upside. So let's see. All right, yeah, I need to be careful here, because yep, it's rejecting this area right here, but it actually broke through it. So going to hold down right now and kind of wait to see what it's trying to do here. All right, let's see. This could be going short. This could be a there's a supply area right here on the lower time frame. The market is kind of volatile right now, though. Come on, reject that area. Not full on rejection yet. There we go. There we go. Come on down. Come on down. Come on. Fill my order. Okay, I got filled there. All right, that order there. So that was a good trade there. This was a small little supply area here on the lower time frame. So I took that right there. Okay. Back down to this area here. And it could push lower, but just have to be careful. All right. It's a couple little trades so far. Approaching a demand area off the higher time frame right here at now 47. So let's see what happens. Right now, the lower time frame is showing us a little bit of bearish direction to the downside. So we'll see. We shall see what takes place here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. See what the market does here. looks like it's trying to push down here and test that higher time frame demand zone. But we wait it out and see what happens. Yep. That was a small area of supply right here on the lower time frame. Okay, let's see if it's going to tap into this area down here. Again, that's higher time frame demand right here on the 60 range chart. All right, just broke structure to the downside again. Yeah, I'd like to see it maybe come up to and test this area right here at 64.5. Look for a short entry. Let's see what it does on its way back up to that area. This is a breaking structure right here to the downside. We were breaking structure over here, so it started making, taking out structure to the downside here on these pullbacks. Low, lower, high, broke structure. Low, lower, high. Now we broke structure here. All right, swinging nice up here. Okay. And it can reject some of these areas too. These are fair value gap areas, but I trade supply and demand most of my trades. So I'll wait to see if it comes back to this area. Just gonna wait patiently. It may not. It may just drop. It may reject and just continue pushing lower. Yeah, I'm late on the trade. I know it's gonna test this area. It should come down and test this area. Come on. One tick away. Look at that. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and close out because we're so close to that demand zone now right here. All right. So another little scalp to the downside of the Nasdaq. Got in a little late, but it's okay. I just saw a rejection here right around this high volume area. It didn't pull it back to the to the supply zone here, but I saw it pushed up, pull back, rejected to push higher. I went in at the close pretty much right here, took it down to the demand on the higher time frame. Let's see what happens now. It's at a demand zone on the higher time frame. So are we going to get a turnaround, break structure back to the upside, pull back to an area of demand on the lower time frame, blast off, go long? We'll see. Really no area of demand. I think it's going to come up and test higher though. I think it's probably going to run up here and test probably 73 area. So let's see. Broke structure right here. Maybe if we come back down to this area right here, around 47, if we can get a pullback there. Let's see. Started making higher highs, higher lows. This was a breaker structure above this area right here when it pushed up here. So if we pull back, yeah, this thing can keep pushing higher, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm going long. And I may be early on this trade, to be honest with you. And my aim is for it to, let's see, test higher areas around 73, 74 area, around 73. So we'll see what happens here. But that's on the higher time frame. I don't know if it's going to go up there. I need to pay attention to what's going on the lower time frame, to be honest with you. So let's see. It's tested this area here. Yeah, let me get this trade. I don't like what I'm seeing here. It's going up. Got out. Okay, that's okay. I was looking, not paying close attention, guys. I should have waited for a pullback down here, but it's all right. It's going up, as I said it was. Look at it, 63 already. So, okay. I got out prematurely. I should have waited. That's okay. Look at it, pushing hard to up there now. Yep. It is doing that. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, you may want to test lower areas now before it pushes higher, so we'll see. It's coming down here, right? Yeah, I should have waited for a pullback down here anyway. I was buying a little high when I bought right here, so I shouldn't have did that. This is a demand area right here on the lower time frame, and you see again we broke structure here when we put up here on the higher time frame, pull back to the higher time frame demand, wait for a structural break. I'm looking for a key area demand on the lower time frame, but yeah, let's see what happens here. See, okay, we're tapping like a tick away from hitting that. Okay, we just tapped onto it. All right, see what happens here. Okay. Yep, it's pushing through it. Broke it. Broke that demand area there on the lower time frame. Now we're breaking through this area demand this structure right here. So we just broke this area here to the downside. This would be a, looks like we may be trying to break this area structure here on the downside too. This right here is a area demand, supply on the lower time frame. Now, okay. Let me see. Yeah, this would be an area of supply right here on the lower time frame. I'm gonna mark that. Just kind of keep my eye on the lower time frame and see what happens when it gets here. We'll see. It's pushing hard to the downside now. It probably broke the, okay, we're tapping right here at the lows. This will be a structural break if we break below it. Okay, back to the downside. So it could be just continuing to push lower. All right. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's breaking structure. Just broke this low here at 19, which is right here, the low of that area on the higher time frame. So we just broke that area there. Structure break there. Swing down, low, lower, well, not lower high here, but a low, deep retracement, broke structure right below this area now. So, okay. Yep. So this is a supply zone here. This is a supply zone right here. Okay. So, and it's still breaking lower. All right. I'm going to wrap this up here. For the morning session right now. It's roughly 10:40 right now, my time, Eastern time. And I'll probably hold this through and see what it does in the afternoon session. So, but there's also supply, right? Let's see. Little small area of supply resting right here as well. So, let's see what happens. I'm not going to take that because we could reject this area. Did it tap into it? Oh, no. It already tested this area right here, so that's a no-go for me. But that is an area of supply right here, guys, that it just rejected off of, but it's already tested, so I consider that to be low probability. So not for me. But anyways, I'm just going to close this out for right now and see what happens later. All right, looks like on the ES, we've got a break below this area here at 45.46 or 45.47 there, and so we got a breaker structure there. So now will be an opportunity to look for pullbacks going short on the E-mini S&P 500. So I'm going to minimize that and just looking at the lower time frame on the S&P E-mini. I don't see any solid areas now, because now what you would want to do is basically look for pull back to a key area of supply on the lower time frame chart. So I don't see any clear or untested areas there. Let's see. Yeah, untested areas where the market could actually tap into at this moment and push lower. Now here is a small area of demand right now on the lower time frame. Even though we are, bearish, have a bearish outlook right now, just because we got a breaker structure, I say, right here. Typically what I like to see is a break, a pullback, lower high meaning, and then a lower low. But we do have a break here, so we could look for in a lower time frame a area of supply to trade from to go short. And going against what the higher time frame is actually showing on the ES futures. What I'm looking at here, there is a supply zone here on the lower time frame. So without really looking at the higher time frame, if you're someone that knew how to trade or does know how to trade counter trend, this would be a demand area right here. It taps into it. We could look for some rejection. So I marked that there with that red line just to kind of keep that in mind. And reason why, well, I mean, you can see the market made a high here, a low here, a higher high, right? And then it turned back around on its way down, making lower lows, lower highs. It broke structure right here, okay? But then it turned back around, as you can see here, and between this leg right here, this high and this low right here, there it started making higher highs and higher lows back to the upside. Sorry guys, and broke through some small areas of structure. Always make sure to look to the left hand side of your chart to see if you're taking out areas of structure. So it did right here, okay? It broke above this area here. Let's see. Trying to look here right quick. Yeah, so it broke this small area of structure right here back to the upside. So this is a demand zone right here. Now I'm going to go over and look at the Nasdaq right now. I'm going to keep that on in mind, that area of demand on the ES. And looking at the Nasdaq, we're all off. I think I pretty much left off at earlier. We're making, breaking structure continuously to the downside. Higher highs and higher lows. I'm sorry guys, lower lows, lower highs. Low here, lower high, broke structure to the downside, broke structure to the downside, and then we get a small structure break to the downside right here. So we're still, pulling, breaking structures on the higher time frame, okay? But look what just happened as we just pushed back up and made a high right here, broke through a small area of structure here. So this area right here, this could be a small area where the market could pull back to. There is demand resting right there, and we can look for to take a trade on our lower time frame. So not the higher time frame, but the lower time frame. So I'm going to mark that area right now and just kind of keep my eye on that as well on the Nasdaq 100 futures. All right. So yeah, I mean, again, we're making lower lows, lower highs. You can see we broke through areas of structure to the left hand side of the chart as we're making lower lows and lower highs. All right. It didn't pull back to this key area of supply here on the higher time frame yet. It kept pushing lower, making lower lows and lower highs here. So now it's turned back around. Slight structure break to the upside right here with a push right here, taking out above here at 12.5. Now pulling back to this key area here at, if it does, at 74 would be an opportunity to look for, scale down to the lower time frame and look for a supply set. A demand setup. All right. So I'm going to just move down to my lower time frame. And because I think I left off somewhere, I'm not sure guys where I cut the video at. I stepped away. It's shortly after 3 o'clock my time now. I haven't been looking at my chart since the first half of the video, so I'm not sure if I will even be able to get into a trade here in the second part of the day or the second half of the day. But I'm looking at the lower time frame, making lower lows, lower highs, and then we get a break above here. So again, the same thing we just saw on the higher time frame. But in this case here, let me see. Let's see. Okay, we did get a slight minor internal structural break right here. As you can see, this was a swing, a high, higher low, and then made a new high. But there's internal structure right here that got broken when the market started pushing to the downside. Again, look to the left-hand side of your chart. All right. So let's see. Just going to wait right now and see what the market's going to do. So right now the market is tapped into that red line there. That's that higher time frame demand zone I showed you on the 60 range right here. That's demand. So we'll see what happens here on the lower time frame. If it's going to break or form, area structure to the upside, or break through the area structure to the upside to pull back to a key area of demand is what I'm looking for. So right now it's not. So I'm gonna wait it out to see what it's going to do here. We'll see. Going for a quick little scalp to the upside here. Didn't get filled on 2 contracts, just one. just to scalp it back up to this little small area here and fill this gap right here, this void. Come on. There we go. Got to fill there. Small little scalp. Okay. Let's see. This right here, this is an area of supply right here. Take a look here. I mean, the market could reject this area off the lower time frame and come back and test lower areas. We'll see. All right, breaking structure right now on the 12 range chart. So, I mean, we have demand resting right here. I'm going to mark this area right there, demand zone, pulls back, maybe look to go long, but it can actually pull back down here as well. So either way, just got to wait for a pullback to see what happens. Coming down now. All right, so the market is, let's see here. It is breaking higher. You can see here on the lower time frame right now. Okay, yeah, it's just moving higher and higher. Testing back up here the highs of this area right here. It pulled back to demand and it's testing the highs right here. So, and we're getting close to the end of the today. It's about 3:45 Eastern time, and I'm not looking to take any more trades. But anyways, just kind of wrapping it up. Most of my trades today were just in the morning session, a few scalps, and thought I would come back and see what would possibly kick off here in the afternoon, but nothing much. I mean, there was again a pullback to that key area of demand right here on the higher time frame. Could look for a demand setup to go long, which there probably could have been an opportunity. I was looking for it to come back here, but it didn't never come back. So so yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm not gonna look for anything else. It's just too late in the day, and typically I don't trade after 3 o'clock in the afternoons unless I see something decent set up. But I'll be back on tomorrow and hopefully make another video to put out. But anyways, I appreciate everyone tuning into the channel, tuning into the videos on the daily. I appreciate everyone who is part of the Discord community, and if you're interested in joining the Discord, it's free. All you have to do is find the link down in the description portion of the video, invite yourself in by clicking on the link, and come over and join us on the trading floor. That's where we, as traders or community members, we share our entries each day, as well as there is the general chat channel. You know, if you have any general questions surrounding the future markets, most of us trade the index futures, so doesn't matter. I mean, if you trade the currency futures or, you know, any means of commodities or whatever the case is, and you have questions, put it out there. You know, you don't always just have to trade the index futures. It's just by preference. Most of us here trade, you know, either the Nasdaq or the ES, which I haven't seen a lot of ES trades because of just the conditions of, you know, that market not really doing too much right now. But anyways, if you're interested in joining, find that link down again in the description portion of the video. Also, if you're not a current member, go ahead and take the time to sub to the channel by clicking on the sub button. Make sure to click on the post notification button or click on the bell to make sure you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel. And last but not least, if you could do me a favor and drop a like on the video, I appreciate it. Take care. I'll see everyone in the next one. But yeah, this is basically just a rundown of my trades today and kind of just let you know what I was, the reason why I took the trade, you know, what I was looking at pretty much. So you just got to pay close attention to market structure and price action is all I'm really trying to say. Take care.